Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 15 Quarterfinals. Game 2, Leftside Lunchboxes, MKNY of course, took the first game. Leftside Lunchboxes had sniper problems, they were never resolved. I gotta say, to be blunt, seeing the J-Bay pause 2 kinda made me want the looter pause 2 back. Let's see if they decide to take that direction here.
Radiant team back.
MKNY once again bringing the hammer down here on Looter. Thought he did fine as the base master in the last round. Maybe they're trying to keep him out of the mid lane. I don't know. Ban certainly. I mean, Looter's done well with it when it's been bad before, and it's not the best now.
Dire team pick.
Outside of being able to sprout people and drop the hammer on them. Jack and Razor knocked out. Same band, same exact bands. This time a different team gets the first pick though, I believe. I believe Leftside got first pick last time. Certainly not going to be the victim of a last pick surprise this time. It will be very difficult. Maybe if they decide to random the last pick out of fairness and just go with whatever MKNY got. Though I don't know if the Lunchboxes are about that kind of gameplay. And I just realized that we're watching this pick phase in normal speed. Hell, let's do 2x just for fun. See if I can keep up with it. I probably can. MKNY taking their time. CM first pick. It's going to be Molsky CM. I mean, rarely is there going to be a game where CM is going to do badly. It's going to force some CCs on her head, if nothing else. And the mana boost is always nice, always appreciated. Ready to do IO next? Nah, just kidding. Unless...
10 seconds remaining.
That's probably support line Witch Doctor. I don't think the Lunchboxes are that far gone yet.
Dire team.
I'm gonna pick up the Spirit Brick and select layer support line. Well, SP is gonna be able to like charge through Maiden and get her to stop doing her ult without sacrificing anything necessarily of his own. Cask is of course occasionally just gonna jump over Bopper, just law of probability. So, not the worst start here. Gonna put the Tide Hunter back up again. Actually gonna put it 8th. Gonna ban out the Ursa here.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Gonna ban out a Drow as well. That's another pretty horrible lane matchup for Tide. I think it's probably his biggest weakness as an offlaner is that for a pause 3 his lane's pretty weak. There's not many heroes in this game that the Tide Hunter's going to walk all over. Not many partners he's going to do it with. The Shrag banned out. There is, of course, a very common traditional pause 4. That's always sexy with Tide Hunter. Well, I would hate to call Snapfire always sexy in any capacity, but, you know. Slark going down. Really putting the boots to one guy apiece every ban phase here. First ban phase was like I hate Looter. Second ban phase is like I hate Lone Wolf.
5 seconds remaining.
Leftside Lunchboxes very generously, banning out at least 2 people every phase, even if it is predominantly BlueJay.
Dire team.
And are gonna go Gyrocopter today for some reason. Okay.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Wonder in what capacity here. I mean, you always gotta assume, just naturally it's gonna be Gyro 1, but not a guarantee.
Radiant team.
Darkate's gonna need to be Rubik this time. PPM on the Ember Spirit, presumably. This is also a pretty good Rubik game. Witch Doctor, Spirit Breaker, Gyrocopter, all good steel targets. I mean, you probably don't necessarily want the flat cannon, but everything else you can get basically is good to at least some extent. Even bulldoze is alright. You can do some funny things with the bulldoze.
Dire team.
Abaddon, huh?
Radiant
I
team.
gotta say, this doesn't look like the best Abaddon game in the world. I believe Kraken Shell's gonna get rid of the Curse of Avernus silence. Could be wrong on that, but I believe that to be the case. There goes Wraith King.
10 seconds remaining.
It's not great against Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit can very specifically control when he's doing damage to you. You can use your R through the CM ult, but that's about all you can do here.
5 seconds. Dire team.
We were gone out. I mean, if you want to try to do the funny Manta thing, like, I'm sorry, Ember Spirit's going to be out of there in the time you're Manta dodging. So it's not going to be any use there. It's going to be a soft ban for some pause ones at the very least.
Radiant team.
Juggernaut.
That can be okay as a bad. Silencing it at an awkward time isn't great.
You may
Monkey
now
King.
select your heroes.
Okay, so it's going to be pause 3 gyro, I guess. Or Jamie's going to be doing pause 3 Monkey King, or I don't know. I don't know what's happening. It's hard to tell. There are cores. These are very left side Lunchboxes type cores, and the fact that they are not exactly the first heroes that you would think of for any possible position they could be going out here. Well, the Jug pick made the Abaddon pick better. I think I have to give the advantage here to MKNY because the Monkey King is on the enemy team. Maybe he's a little bit better this
Prepare for
patch.
battle.
I don't know.
I almost feel bad.
Matty Boy posting song lyrics. J-Bay getting tipped again. Everybody mutually tipping. Meepo? No, thank you. I'm full. Wonder what? I really do wonder how this is gonna line out.
30 seconds to battle.
Jug P5 tech. I believe I was there the day that BlueJay researched Jug T5, and it was it's tech that we should undiscover. All right, we gotta forget that one. Tanny says GLHF because he's not in this game.
The battle begins.
A DD. 3 for 1. PPM just right-click that rune in the middle of a W. It's gonna be Monkey King mid. It's gonna be Gyrocopter pause 3. It's gonna be Abaddon pause 1. If any of these things happened 2 months ago, I would have called you a nut job. I still am not exactly sure if I love it, but you know. Well, I mean, it should lane fine. None of these guys scare Abaddon, and he's a major lane bully. Abaddon is one of those heroes where it's kind of like if you don't really have a great way to deal with them in this lane, doesn't really. He's just going to be kind of a menace. He's just going to bully you a lot. And I don't know how much you do to him, especially with a doctor in his lane.
Don't think so.
Let's get the last hit chart up. Oh, Monkey King got like almost all the first wave. Gyrocopter 3. I'm very interested to see in what capacity you play the Gyro 3. Maybe you... I don't know. I don't know what you do. Let's find out.
You thought I missed.
I did kind of believe that Abaddon missed. Pretty confident a fight gets rid of most of the things that you would care about in a debuff capacity in this wave. Uh-oh. That was an awkward time for that to happen to Tide Hunter.
Okay, guys, that was pretty
Down he goes. It's definitely a good set of heroes here. You do have the redundant healing between the Food Restoration and the Mist Coil if you so choose. But my guide is not very kind to the old Mist Coil. Of course, this guide is from, like, legitimately, I think 6 years ago at this point, so don't give too much credence to what it says. Monkey King chained up. Oh, that's why the last hit chart looked like that. I apparently hit that button at some point without realizing it. So outside of Monkey King being very firmly on top here, it is mostly in MKNY's favor. I'd be very surprised if Lone Wolf had much experience on this Abaddon fellow, which might prove to be a little costly towards him. Bringing out some shoes. Seems Looter is, I mean, I don't think Looter has that Dota Plus, so that badge by his name makes a little bit more sense. I don't know if JB does either. Sure hope he doesn't. It would be really something to see all three guys on heroes they have low Dota Plus ranks with, and Looter almost took a trip to the big lunchbox in the sky there. As much as the Lunchbox's safe lane doesn't have that much to be concerned about, their off lane sure does. I really don't know what Gyrocopter does in a lane against Juggernaut besides just get cut up a lot. He is almost all casts, and he is not that fast. Just rhymes. Some funny combat music due to the proceedings of mid. I don't know where you thought you were going there, PPM. Was really hoping that wasn't up or what? He is gonna get away with his troubles here. He is not gonna die. But he is gonna have to drink his full bottle to even get low to something you could call low health reasonably. I'm making this look like a good matchup for the Ember Spirit here. He's very consistently low on health. He's relatively low on the last hits. 10 down, 10 denies down. At least he can take some solace in the fact that his safe lane got a kill there on the Spirit Breaker.
Structures are fortified.
And getting a wand. Going right in for phase boots. It's going to make him a little bit more of a rabid dog here in this lane. Doctor being a little absentee. Just waiting on a pull that never comes. Not enough for the Maledict there. Gonna do everything they can here to try and smash up Molsky, but unfortunately the rockets do not stop Juggernaut from spinning. and do nothing from him while that's in progress. So. It's still heavily favoring J-Bay. So the HP situation has reversed. And though Monkey King beat the Ember Spirit to 6, he is not interested in the concept of trying to get him down with the ult. So therefore, Ember actually does have a good time here. It's a good scenario here with which to start climbing back, if he can handle it. Matty Boy is going to walk behind CM, think about charging her. BlueJay will not even give him attention. Well, Monkey King carted out some refreshments to help him get back on the on top here, which means that window of opportunity for Ember Spirit is likely relatively closed. And Matty Boys are randomly just gonna die again. Okay. And phase boots completed. Ball celebrating the occasion. Arcase ought to be a little careful here. Let's have that fairy fire. He's just gonna pound a load of regen to get back up. If he actually had revealed himself right in front of a Batten there, he would have just died because the shield would have just popped and that would have been it for him. Well, this is going to reveal whether that Kraken Shell gets rid of the Curse of Avernus, and it just did. So, uh-oh. In fact, very uh-oh. Now Batten's going to die. I don't think he was expecting the Tidehunter Kraken Shell to purge Curse of Avernus like that. But it does. And J-Bay is also just going to suddenly take a fall here. Gotta see what happens here. It's just a war of attrition that J-Bay does not win. Ember Spirit hits 6, well hits 7 more specifically, but for the first time really is able to put all the pieces together and just kind of gets rid of them. Gyrocopter going Tranquils. Lag. XD. This is one of the most casual gyro ults I've ever seen. It does get the kill on Molsky though. Goodbye, CM.
Pretty cool.
And almost to 6, which means that that untimely death of it shouldn't happen again. This would be a good go, but unfortunately, Witch Doctor forgot to save the mana for the most important part of this whole experiment. That Maledict comes out, I think he's basically guaranteed to be dead here, which is a bit unfortunate. Well, that's what's going to happen sometimes. At the very least, he's pretty beat up now, so he'll have to pound some more regen or think about his actions a little bit. Tidehunter has actually beaten a Batten to 5 here. Pretty decent margin. I don't know what Tall Balls was doing with those creep camps, but whatever had happened, or whatever was supposed to happen, didn't. Juggernaut has been hit by the Veil of Discord here from the Gyrocopter. I would hate to see the look on his face if Gyro just dropped everything on him there and then he just spun. It Omni Slash something at some point. I don't believe it got a kill, but I could be wrong. Lone Wolf wants a high 5. He's going to get one, and that's a double Maledict there. A double Maledict that's going to have 0 impact, but it is a double Maledict. That is one skill the Kraken Shield is not going to get rid of, but the Photic Shield does. Well, that doesn't get rid of it either, I don't think. It just gets rid of that damage tick there.
A tool to teach.
And rushing right in for Radiance, wasting no time to get on that one. Unfortunately, Radiance against a hero that's going to spend a lot of the time in every fight Magic Immune. Not great. It's kind of bad in general. While Abaddon doesn't have anything to fear from Jug and is occasionally going to get the funny Curse of Renaissance, the problem is that Abaddon poses no threat to heroes with magic immunity. It's one of the bigger issues with him that I don't know if people really think much about. And even though it's going to be hard-pressed for Jug to kill him for the most part, it is going to be equally hard-pressed for him to kill Jug.
Someone called the doctor?
Bro, what did he say? Oh. Yeah, there you go. It's reasonable compromise. Won't ban Himpy next game, says Ember Spirit in a very generous assertion that there will be a game 3. Waiting on Matey.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Certainly the cards do not appear to favor the Lunchboxes at this moment. With a Bizarre Pause 3, a Pause 1 that the guy probably doesn't really know how to play yet, and Monkey King. Goodbye, Monkey. Or not goodbye, Monkey King. Goodbye, Matty Boy, rather. Gyrocopter's kind of running back and forth here like a chicken with a head cut off. Does start getting those last hits again, though. We're gonna getting a pretty early shard. No big surprises there. Not imagine the world in which you don't do this on Gyro right now if you're gonna pick up at all. And Abaddon and what? Abaddon had ult and died. Lone Wolf. See how this goes. Okay, he pops ult before Tidehunter ults. It goes in. It ends before he heals anything, and then Tidehunter just hits R and he dies. All right. You know, through this season, I've kind of had this feeling that maybe Lone Wolf is not exactly a lane specialist, perhaps.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is not really helping him look better in that capacity. These two games,
Radiant's middle
must
tower
say.
is under attack.
I mean, he does have the argument here of okay, but I'm not really an Abaddon player, which fair enough. Is a hero where feeling out what you're doing, especially as a core, is going to be important to your ability to actually conduct affairs in lane.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I know the meme is everybody is just doing it and everybody can do it, but if you're going to do it well in an organized game against somebody playing some comfort, then you are going to need a little bit more experience to perform to expectation, to perform to standard, to perform to code. Matty Boy going to get himself pinged out here. Matty Boy gonna get himself stunned out here. Rally the troops up here top. Looking at BlueJay, he's gonna tank the rocket with his face because he's Jug and he can do that. Ember Spirit has shown up. Oof. Got a very big combination of ults here. But ultimately, the biggest finding is that nobody can really deal with the Witch Doctor ult.
God gamer alert! God gamer detected!
Throws ult, 3-for-1 trade. Some of the bigger targets on the lineup as well. Knocked out the Jug, knocked out the Ember. Not be surprised. Yeah, the Jug, I assume, was probably first place net worth chart-wise before that happened. Rubik tried a tree jump. Monkey King is still very low. Will have to card himself out some regen or do something or another to get that back. So for a few minutes he's out. That's pretty much the only bit of good news. Kenny Lavender now gets to be quiet. Has finished his graze. Oh no, the graze purges rather the Curse of Avernus. I don't know how much it matters, considering that we have already seen that Kraken Shell does. Dark Ace is going to go down here. They're going to slap the Rubik out of existence. As the Monkey King moves to bot. So does the Gyro. They're playing very aggressive very early on this. Though they are playing very aggressive very early, and it's giving the alternative core free space here. While Tidehunter is falling down these net worth charts with all these clutter in his lane. On the other hand, BlueJay has gotten back pretty much all the money he lost in the last encounter, and Ember Spirit is just getting free. It's here. Gonna knock out Molsky. Okay, they might get Kenny too. Yeah, they are gonna get Kenny, okay. If they don't just get clowned by Ember Spirit, that's actually not too bad. And yeah, that's not too bad. Only showing that the Tidehunter is not strong enough to 2v5. Downside is that Juggernaut gets a free lane, and I believe actually extended his lead more than the kill on the off lane there. Helped them catch up. They're going to get J-Bay. They're going to get, not J-Bay, J-Bay is going to get the kill. They're going to get the Ember Spirit here again. Dark Age is going to go down again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And not really looking like he's destined to do that much this game. This is looking like one of those games where by the time Abaddon is online, it's just not going to mean anything. But I mean, you basically have a pause 1 and your pause 3 roll. Really pause 2. He's like building like a pause 2 gyro hypothetically would in the scenario that a pause 2 gyro is a thing anybody did. And of course you have the Monkey King here, who at least in theory is late game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's not like Jug and a Monkey King is the best matchup in the world for Jug. Not the worst either, it's pretty average. Bang average. Tidehunter has his shard already. Not gonna go for the right for that Axe. In fact, not gonna go for the Axe for a minute here. In the long game this time. And we got to see him not get the last one on the tower. Kenny Lavender watched. What can I say? It's the pause 1 matchup of the century. Abaddon versus... Oh, okay. Jug just spun and ruined both of Abaddon's abilities, and so now he just has to right-click away. He's coming back, though. Never mind. Still going on. He's still thinking about the go here. But, BlueJay's Spidey senses were tingling. He got the hell out of town. And then actually just kind of get Radiance there in the span of hitting those creeps. There's that at least.
Middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Rubik got bulldoze. Probably not what he wanted. Dark Ace, like, why didn't I wait 1 frame? Gotta clown out Molsky again. Take a tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is
Though,
under attack.
BlueJay is still farming, and Ember and Tide are putting some heat on the T2 here.
Radiant's bottom
Beholding
tower
a bit
is
of a
under
sudden
attack.
burn here. Taking a look at Ember. Or Ember taking a look at the Monkey King, rather, but the look just goes right back at him. BlueJay, for whatever reason, believes there's something to be had here, rather than the Lunchbox strategy being just take ridiculously advantageous fights. So Lone Wolf is gonna show a little skin here. Not much. Really wanting the Monkey Kings to engage. Peter's thinking about it, but ultimately decides on a little bit more restraint. Is therefore now wasting the time of everyone on MKNY to be here. They're the late game team, and they're just kind of sitting around mid waiting for something to happen. Man, Matty Boy just got seriously clowned out there. Ember went really deep for a kill on just Matty Boy, I gotta say. Woof. But if Tidehunter's gonna show up, make everything okay, it's hard to argue with it. It's results. JB is gonna solo ult for poor Dark Ace. Gonna get the job done. Tidehunter's gonna claw into this. Gonna get something done here. And succeed. Goodbye to JB. Monkey King's gold going into the Tidehunter's pocket. 2,322 gold into Dire's war chest, mostly into the Core's hands. Everybody but Monkey King loses money on Radiant, but at least Monkey King makes 500 bucks.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Hey, I would gladly accept 500 bucks. Everyone in this, anyone in this league wants to give me 500 bucks. You are more than welcome. I'll hook you up with my PayPal. It'll be great.
This'll come in handy.
Jug, with his Manta and Maelstrom already in tow, going for a shard here. Because Jug spinning was not already going to be annoying enough for this lineup. Sure, going for a rod here. It's a bit unfortunate. It's a little hard to distinguish Gyro from his support counterpart, though. Well, that's awkward. Attack boss.
I almost feel bad.
We went too far. Rubik is dead. PPM just walked into 5 and got bashed, I think. Not sure why he got, like, bashed there, but he did, I think. Jug just diving real deep into everything here. Kenny's gonna go down.
Middle tower is under attack.
PPM is playing this game so far like he really desperately wants it to go to Game 3, and I hope he doesn't because I hate Game 3s. I've liked the Lunchboxes most of the season, but right now they are my villains.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, no, that's not true. I like Game 3s when I'm live, and I like Game 3s when it's not 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and I really want to get some sleep before the games, but in every other case, I'm fine with it. Still, just taking a lot of really unnecessary risks, it feels like. I cannot say in good faith that I feel like at any point Ember Spirit's deaths in this game were unpreventable or for a good cause for the most part, though this could be fun. Randomly hit the Abaddon ult. 9-second BKB coming out here. That's a gigantic ult. And PPM takes Aegis. JB sitting in the middle of a big circle of pain. These guys need to help him. Maybe got a little too scared of the Monkey King ult there. No chance? No, nothing. They're actually, Matty Boy's actually just gonna get to right click home now. Well, all that. Okay, never mind. Cancel that right click on.
What a surprise.
Ultra kill for BBM. Well, after taking a lot of wacky risks, I guess PBM decided to turn the serious game back on. And so that Roche Storm was a massive, overwhelming success. Very good tide ult in the middle of that as well. This is a bit awkward. Good dodge there. And the gyrocopter is just dead in seconds. Maledict got completely wiped off there.
Invisibility.
Not great for the team that doesn't scale. Taking fights like that. Really, their hope at this point is that in the, I mean, I guess their hope really is that Gyrocopter is eventually going to get into more of a core position, but it's kind of hard to see him going that way with the way he's building. Tynan very close to his Zags here. And he's just going to fly Monkey King. And, Kraken shell off the stun. And J-Bay is gonna be like, he wouldn't be here for no reason. I gotta get out. He's here for no reason. There's no need to get out. Juggernaut very close to a basher here. And is setting up his 5-year plan. And rather close to Manta style. Again, it's going to be rather difficult for him to surprise people, though the threat of having the illusions beat you up through a fight is still there. It's not going to be a game, or at least it shouldn't be a game where you just get to see instant silence out on PBM. On the Ember Spirit. Just finished up his Zags, now going for the Shard. Speaking of finish up his Zags, and already has a Shard, we got the Tidehunter, who decided to put off the Blink Dagger that he had once queued up very early on. And Matty Boy is going to do his solemn duty and tank the gank. Okay, never mind. Both the supports are both going to take tank the ganks, and JB also going to take the gank. Everybody very, very willing to tank it. Unfortunately for the Monkey Kings, only one tank was actually made. Many resources, including a title for one guy. Okay. Monkey King is just gonna get shredded by okay. Woof. That was actually shockingly close for BlueJay there. Ember Spirit deep in. He did just lose his Aegis, but he also just killed a bat. And here comes a missile to... Ooh! Wow, just a half second longer, and that Glimmer Cape would have worn off, and JB would have likely been dead. And BlueJay just overstays his welcome and dies. Which Doctor buys. Gets right into the thick of things.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ember Spirit pops a regen, and they'll use a creep camp so you can actually get the effects of it, while Kenny Lavender and friends beat up on this T3 here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's so early in the game, though, or at least the folks on the Lunchboxes are so low level, they're actually coming out very quick. In particular, Baden is really, really low here. Abaddon's at a level that would be okay if he was a Pos 3 Abaddon in this game. Probably not like this. It's, in fact, the exact same level as Matty Boy. One level less than his own pause 3. 2 levels less than the enemy pause 3, and not in serious competition with the enemy pause 1. Man, Rubik just took a lot of damage from that homing whistle because he did not think he was the target. Not Maddie. Dark Ace. Rubik. Maybe I did say Rubik and I'm just losing my mind, I don't know.
This'll come in handy.
Speaking of losing, that's what the Radiant are about to do to their T2 tower down here at bot. It's already half dead and facing a team with a DD Ember Spirit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And yep, just watch that thing go down.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
The capturing of this outpost is of course not going to help the very significant, or at least seemingly significant, level disadvantages carried by the Radiant at the moment.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
BlueJay just gonna try to eat this T3 tower here with his face. You know, I feel like if anybody on MKNY gets a Lotus Orb again, that Gyrocopter is going to be like a non-factor in this game as a result. Actually, say job well done on the T3 bot down there. Get back to trying to push out the mid. Monkey King's actually in rather close competition with some of the Dire Cores, as Kenny Lavender, personally the Tidehunter, is starting to kind of fall down the charts here. Though, BPM and BlueJay still quite far out ahead. 14k net worth advantage overall for the Dire here. Rubik stole the Spear Breaker roll. Goodbye, Gyrocopter. Oh, Maddie. Would have been awesome if they just randomly stunned him there. He's gonna walk right into BlueJay. It's like everybody just ignored him there. Everybody chose to ignore him while he was charging, but now are more than willing to right-click up to him when he is walking away. On one hand, he's like just dead in a second. On the other hand, he's a pause 5. That was not the most valuable use of their time. This is going to give them a slightly easier time pushing in this T2 top.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom
And
tower
once again,
is under
second verse, same as the first. BlueJay is going to attempt to eat a tower with his face. Leapnir just came out on the Ember Spirit, who just eliminates Gyro from play here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gotta say, whatever looter sees in the pause 3 Gyrocopter, I don't think I see it yet. And here comes the Rubik Gyro ult. Is gonna do some pretty nasty work to the enemy's Spear Break. That's about it. And who sent it diebacks.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
MKNY thinking about whether or not we want to continue or not. Answer is yes. And indeed, the Monkey King dead without buyback. JB calls the GG's. And with that, it's time to bring your silverware back to the lane. Leftside Lunchboxes out of the season. GL further, says US Stanny, to reveal that he has been secretly backing the Lunchboxes the entire game, which I mean isn't surprising because, you know, he and JB are supposed to be friends. Ooh, what a chaotic season for the Lunchboxes. I believe I have perfect attendance on casting all of their games, so this is going to be definitely the most informed rundowns. Well, I'll start with this. The J-Bay mid didn't look so hot. It looked better in the second game than the first one. I think that Monkey King fella works very well to his style. Just, the only problem is that it's Monkey King still. Even if the style of lipstick that you buy looks good on the pig, still lipstick on a pig. The original version of the team, I think, probably with the tall balls for the Matty 5, honestly. It's probably the better look for it. So, last time I went with the way they were arranged. This time I'll go the exact opposite order. J-Bay 7, Monkey King, this game. This is going to be a weird thing to say. I don't know if it's other people picking for you. I don't know if it's you picking for you. There's a style for you. There's a style that you play. There's a style that you do well. It's that a southern sports commentator might call it a smash mouth, or a southern sports commentator might call it a smash mouth style, and not the band. The fast lightning bruiser, like your Earthshaker, your Tusk, your Monkey King is seen here, right? Your guys who just come in, beat people up, do it pretty quick, don't take no for an answer. That's your style, right? I think if you kind of are more conscious about your style, like the lean of the last game, it was such a non-fit for you, right? Didn't look good. This Monkey King, clearly you've not played much of this hero, but you look pretty good on it. Especially for somebody with a little 2 by your name, right? The Monkey King fits in. I think if you play, honestly, I think you could almost go more for your style than for your actual pool. Like you could just play heroes that like to play like that and fight like that and do okay. If this Monkey King is any indication, train him more that way. Steer clear of the slow, deliberate, methodical fighters. It's like he can do it. You had a good OD game, for example. It's just not to your strength. Play to your strength. That's your thing. Lone Wolf, Lane, homeboy, Lane. It is just this last series was very, very, very unfortunately eye-opening for me in a lot of ways. I just don't think Ursa or an Abaddon should lose that lane to Tidehunter. He's a good Tidehunter on Guinea Lavender. I know that. I've seen him do it. He's a good laner on that guy. He's a good player on that guy. You still shouldn't lose to it. I'm sorry. It's just not kosher. It's not right. It does not make my brain release dopamine to see that happen. It is unsatisfying, all right? It's no good. No bueno. That's your weak point. Your left hits seem to be okay. You seem to farm well. You come back from a lot of bad things. But learning to fight those offlaners, and I guess, hey, if you're going to do that anywhere, this is a great place to do it, right? Learn to actually contest those offlaners, learning what to do in a situation where the pressure is on you. It definitely seems to be your weak spot right now. It's been kind of a sore spot for you for a lot of these games. It has felt a lot like this team has been the Looter and J-Bay show. You've been kind of playing second fiddle. Feels like Chris, who I can Los Peru on his season-winning team. So it's not the worst place to be. That guy won a season, right? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you get stronger in that lane, you don't have to continually dig yourself out every single time. Things are just going to get better for you. Looter. What was that pause 3 gyro business about? That was really weird. Like I said at the end there, whatever you're looking for, I don't think you found it here. Oh, jeez. Well, as a captain, find that game 2. The game 2 curse, it's bell to bell. For the Lunchboxes, almost. Just, I think one exception. You did better in game 2 than game 1. It seems like you're really good at coming up with this very deep strategy for a first game, acting on it, getting everybody on it, getting everybody cohesive, getting everybody to move in that direction for the first game. And then game 2, it's like you're out of tricks. And it never stopped being the case, unfortunately, for you. It's a good showing here. I guess at least as good as you could possibly do, but it just did kind of feel like, I don't know, meme game almost with this lineup. It's really hard to see what the direction here is. Maybe you didn't play it all that seriously. I don't know. Wish you did. You took a game off him last week. You weren't there. You don't know that, but you did. So yeah, As a captain, work on that game too, Curse. It hit you, it never stopped hitting you. And when that plan falls apart, you can see it affect the gameplay. Because, like, when you have that game one, when you have the big plan, when you have the big idea, um, it all comes together, it all looks quite good. I mean, for the most part, the game one looked good outside of the specific incidents with the old sniper. But when you kind of go in lacking that plan, when you just kind of go in with whatever the game two mentality is, it trickles down. You can see it. You can definitely see it affect the gameplay. So, find out either A, find a way to just figure out more reliable plans you can execute on in these games, or B, try to figure out a way to get sort of more flexible in time for that game too. Find a way to answer that why, answer that major, that strong, that powerful question why for yourself, and keep things going. As a player, nothing to complain about. I mean, I think for the most part, you just kind of did good this season. Sometimes you played things that I don't think you're very good at. If you're feeling like, when you get a few heroes knocked out, it's time to run guys you have 10 games on. Maybe it's time to pick up one or two more guys. But yeah, overall, for like a mid, considering that's not usually, at least I don't think, your main role, yeah, I think you did fine. So yeah, there you go. Shouts to you. Tall balls. Well, you found your guy, tall balls. The Marana here earlier, maybe. It has felt like a few of these heroes you have missteps on. But this Witch Doctor and this Clockwork are definitely very solid foundations for you. We've seen you turn some very good on that. It's been a rough year for you. Almost not quite to the tier of Adam, but it's been close. It's been a rough year for you. So finding some stable feet to fall on, finding some stable ground beneath you, getting back down to the surface, getting back down to earth, that's definitely not going to be a bad thing for you in any case. So, there you go. And finally, Maddie. Actually, I thought this is a really good season for Maddie. This is going to... I'm sure people are going to hear that go, what the hell, really? Seriously? Do you see his KDA here? But there were actually some games towards the back of this season where it's like, there's definitely, like, if you look at game one versus week 7 in particular, and game one of this series as well, I think he put in. Actually had some good work here too, but I mean it's a very cursed, doomed game. But either way, I actually do think there was some marked improvement in the Pause 5 gameplay from week 1 to week 7, and in particular, the series against the Trash Bros. That Tusk, I thought, very, very, very good look. So, if there's anybody who thinks, oh, why the hell's Matty Boy here? He's just, whatever. I don't know. I actually think genuine contender most improved this season. I don't know. It's mostly good things for the Lunchboxes, even though this time it didn't go so well. I think some more confidence on Looter's Pool could do him a lot of good. I think some more confidence on what JB is good at could do him some good, and some more confidence on the laning and some more ability on the laning could do Lone Wolf some good. So that's the long and short of it. And yeah, thank God, two more short games. I can sleep tonight. If you're somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg today to sign up. It's too late to get into the action on this season. It's probably too late to even stand in, but in-houses are still happening, queues are still popping, and there is no shortage of fun things to get involved with. So, until next time, unfortunately, I believe the other series might be next week, but at the very least, we got this one up today, and we will be looking at Ricky Blinders and Monkey Kings of New York this Sunday. So, keep watch for that. And it is this Sunday. Oh my God!